Good morning, everyone out there in Facebook land. Happy Wednesday morning. Thanks for tuning in with Pikes Peak National Bank. I'm Robin Roberts. I'm the president and CEO, and I am here with Andrew Hershberger. He is the owner of Hershberger Creative, and full disclosure, they are the marketing company for Pikes Peak National Bank. So Andrew, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So we're here today to Andrew is fantastic with marketing, and he's also really great about helping companies understand their brand and then being really true and authentic with it, and making sure that the decisions that they're making in marketing and in advertising stays true and authentic to the promise of their brand. So we thought today we would cover a couple of points that Andrew can give us some good tips on staying true to our brand. So the first question I have for you is, how does a company decide or determine their brand, and what's behind that?
Well, I think the number one thing in terms of understanding what your brand is and what makes it compelling is to really think about what your values are in terms of how you want to relate to your customer or your client. And it really comes down to a basic understanding of what makes you unique or compelling within your competitive set. I mean, in any particular industry, you're going to have maybe 40 or 50 or even more companies that are similar to what you do. So you have to stand out, and that goes down to the beginning of what's important to me or you as a business owner, and then and that will help you then project how am I going to talk to my potential customers, my potential clients when I'm dealing with them and getting that customer to commit to you. I mean, it's really as important as that and basic as understanding who you are and why are you in this business and what makes you passionate about that.
Now, you talked about potential clients, and I know from some of the exercises that we've done at the bank, every business really has an ideal client.
Sure.
So tell our business owners out there and people who are watching this, how do they think about who their ideal clients are, and then use that moving forward to make sure that their brand promise focuses on them?
Well, an ideal client, again, is somebody that is going to match how you feel strongly about. I mean, you can't be everything to every person out there. So, for instance, for Pikes Peak National Bank really excels as a community bank. Relationships are very important. So those types of clients or customers that you have that really desire that personal relationship is key. If you're looking for a customer that doesn't necessarily relate or you don't feel is a good fit for you, don't spend time trying to be something that you aren't. And that goes down to, again, that first step when I talked about understanding what your values and your attributes are with your brand. That's the step one of the process. Then you have to flip that and move over to really speak to what your customer or your clients want. Understanding who you are is important, but then you don't want to talk about yourself all the time. You want to talk to your customers and reach out to them in terms of what's important to them. You're there to provide a product or service that makes sense or that they want for their lifestyle or their needs or their business, not to talk about necessarily how amazing you are. It's about how you fit into what their needs are.
And how you are providing value to that particular set of customers. And just from a client perspective, it's really helpful if you're out there thinking, okay, well, how do I figure out who my ideal customer is? You can think about who are the people that you create the most value for. If you're an existing business, you might want to look through who are my most profitable customers? Who do I get the most referrals from? And what are the similarities between those customers? Like, what do they what is their demographic, what is the type of business they have, or where do they live? I mean, is it location based? And kind of look at the similarities in your most profitable customers is just one easy step for those of you who are listening who might be saying, I don't even know how to start with that.
Exactly.
I mean, you could always, of course, ask Andrew to come in and help you, but if we're in this Facebook Live, we're trying to just give you some tips on how you could take your first steps on figuring out who your ideal customers are. Because really, after you figure those out, everything you do as far as marketing and advertising, and I'll even take it further to sponsorships, it all centers around, does this provide value to our ideal customers?
Exactly, and sort of two steps to build onto that. The first, you're always going to be out there looking for new clients, and I'll get to that part in the next step. But as Robin said, sometimes building a client or customer base starts with who you know, who you have existing relationships with, and even existing clients. If you're a business that's already been around for a while, it's a lot easier to build new business off of the strong relationships that you have. Testimonials and referrals and word of mouth are super powerful. And this is coming from somebody who does marketing and advertising in terms of reaching out to get new clients. But really think about who you already have those relationships with and how can you expand them. We used to say at my agency before, replant the fields that you already have before you go out and plant new fields and ignore the ones that you already have. That second step, though, is when you are out there looking for new clients when it comes to marketing and advertising and understanding who your clients are, go to where they are going to be in terms of what kind of mediums are they looking for, where are they that in terms of your type of client. If you're a retail business, and let's say you're focused on moms. When it comes to social media specifically, moms are not necessarily going to be on TikTok or some social media platform that are for young teenagers. You're going to be on Facebook as an example. And even when it comes to traditional media, think about what your customers do and say and where they sort of live. And that's where you want to be in terms of getting your narrative out. Clients are not going to come to you. You have to go to them.
Well, and when you understand this, it saves you, again, talking from the client perspective, it saves you so much money in chasing after potential marketing avenues or advertising avenues that just aren't going to generate any return on your advertising investment. So it helps you really stay in your lane. You know that it works, you can invest in those avenues and then do them really well, because you know that the return is coming there, and you're not advertising in places that your ideal customer is just never going to look. If you're a mom and TikTok.
Yeah.
Just those two things probably don't go together. So one of the last things we want to talk about, again, going back to that brand promise, is how does a business owner remain authentic and always focus on coming through with their brand promise? I mean, business owners are so busy, they're pulled all over the place. How do they center themselves on that brand promise?
I think it's a very simple sort of solution, but so easily forgotten. And I've been doing this now 28 years, and I've been working with a lot of businesses, and I understand the nuances and the pressure that you're under as a small business person. You have to keep the lights on, you have to meet payroll, you have to do all these things. So you're always looking for the new thing instead of thinking about, why did I get into this in the first place, or why am I passionate about it? Because I'll guarantee you, your passion is going to connect with your customers or your clients. Always go back to what you believe in, why are you doing this, and focus on that message that connects with the people that share that passion. Particularly in this, when we talk about our evolving marketplace and retail as an example, with Amazon or online shopping, and say you're a boutique shop, or really just a local business in general, to stay competitive, there are a tremendous amount of people that want that human interaction, that relationship, that person that they can count on that's going to give them a quality service or a quality product that's backed up by a personal commitment. And a lot of times I found, particularly in Colorado Springs, relying on who you are and being honest and open about why you're doing this is really going to resonate with your customers or your clients, and it's going to be great for your business. And as basic as that, that's what being authentic is about. People understand and they see through if you're not being, forward in terms of your intentions or trying to be something that you're not.
Well, and it brings trust, it brings credibility, and it really goes back to, I think a lot of people hear about what is your why, what is the why of your business. That why is coming from you, the business owner. It's your passion, it's why you started the business, and then it goes, it transfers through to the employees that you have in your business, and that why is behind your brand promise. So I've found when I'm trying to decide, should we do this sponsorship, or should we try this new advertising, whatever it might be, does this focus, does this one deliver to our ideal customers, and two, is it true to the bank? If it's not true to the bank, if it doesn't follow our brand promise, then it's just something that we have to say no to, which leaves us open to say yes to something that does work with our brand.
And when you're true to that and you hold on to your core sort of passion, how you market and what you say, what your narratives are and where you deliver them are going to feel so much easier and so much more natural than if you're trying to be something that you aren't.
Exactly, because you're talking about something that you really care about.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, thank you so much for giving our Facebook followers some great advice on marketing. I know that it is something that for business owners is something they know they have to do. It's something they want to be good at, and this is an ever-evolving business climate. It's online, it's digital. Some of the traditional avenues are not the same as they have been. And we're all trying to keep up, and so your advice and expertise is really helpful.
Yeah, it can get very confusing these days with all your choices, but really that's why you keep it simple and you keep it basic, and things kind of happen on their own, and it works out.
Well, I hope this was helpful to all of you. I'm with Andrew all the time, and it was helpful for me. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you are watching this on replay, I just ask that you say hello and let us know that you're out there. Again, I'm Robin Roberts. I'm the president and CEO of Pikes Peak National Bank. I'm here with Andrew Hershberger with Hershberger Creative. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank
Everybody
you.
Have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you next time on Pikes Peak National Bank's Facebook Live.
Bye-bye. Thank you.